So the question goes like this. If the supplier of goods has received an amount of 1500 against an invoice of rupees 1100 on 25th of July, and the date of invoice of next supply of the said recipient is 14th August. Okay. Find the following in respect of excess and over and above the invoice value. So over and above the invoice value is how much? 25th July is not right answer, beta. See, invoice has been sent for how much? 1100. Yes. And we have received an advance of 1500. So actually we have got 400 extra. Now 400 is more than 1000 or less than 1000? Less than 1000. So now less than 1000, I told you here only you have to take thoda sa change. Till here we did lot many questions. So if it is less than 1000, then the option is there for the supplier, whether they should take the invoice date or receive date, whatever they feel. So being the supplier, I will always go for the later period. मैं बाद का डेट लूंगा. Why? Because अगर मैं बाद का डेट लेता हूं तो मेरा ड्यू डेट और एक महीने के बाद आए. Okay, so that will be my condition. So here also the situation is same. 400 is less than 1000, and for less than 1000 I will consider not the 25th July but 14th of the August. Making sense? Let us see what is the answer. Kindly take down this answer. This is bit different than what we have done till today. this is bit different than what the so I hope you must have written this. I have given you already an explanation about 400. Okay, choice is there. Okay, here we are following this part of section 12, subsection 2. Completed. Should we proceed for the next question? Okay. Thank you, Shruti. Next question is different kind of question. For different cases, you have to define different time of supply. Okay. Mr. X being manufacturer sold the goods to Mr. Y, wholesaler, issued the invoice of sales on 1st August. So this is the date of invoice. Find the time of supply for each of the following independent cases. So one is independent case, second is another independent case, third is another independent case, likewise. So date of invoice is 1st of August. X Limited remove the goods of delivery on 16th August. What you will consider as time of supply? absolutely right, whichever is earlier. So here again we are talking this aspect, okay, of section 12 subsection 2, earlier or following. So 1st August will be considered as time of supply, as you have rightly stated. Next, Mrs. Y Limited collects goods from premises of X Limited on 10th August. See, date of invoice is fixed, huh? 1st of August. Then other changes are there. Yes, again you are right. 1st August, whichever is earlier. Similarly, and the answer is here. So I will give you the chance to, remaining all you do it with your own. Full payment on 26th July. Yes. 26th July or 8th of August. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Payal, Santosh, for the right answers. Very good. So here, 26th July. Okay. Next, Messrs. Y Limited credited the payment in bank of Messrs. X Limited on 28th of July for 3/4 of goods. Messrs. X Limited recorded the same as received in his book on 3rd of August, and goods are dispatched on 5th of August from warehouse. So likewise, these are the full length question which, if at all there is, offline exam, you will expect. But what I have, started one small questions, this or this or this, they will be very much part and parcel of your uh, MCQs type of question also. Okay. So now, one more before that is why I'm stopping. One aspect here it is not given. Kindly write down in your notebook. That is also part and parcel of section 12 subsection 2. See, we talk about forward and reverse supply. In forward supply only or forward charges only when there is a continuous supply, regular basis. Okay. In that case, what to be done? So in continuous supply of goods, the time of supply, please mention here in your chart. Here you please write down continuous supply. Like how you have written an excess or less than 1,000. Just below this you write please. It's a part of section 12 of section 2. Whenever there is a continuous supply, in such cases, the time of supply is time when each statement are issued or the time when each payment are received, whichever is earlier. I'm giving you the example. Best examples are when we are getting petrol for the petrol pump. It's on regular basis. Okay. So whenever they will either get the statement, whichever is coming prior. Statement is nothing but invoice, or the payment is payment. Either you have credited in their book or they have recorded earlier, whichever is earlier. Okay, so here also, so they may ask for the continuous supply, but the logic, that is why I've asked you to take it as a part of section 12 of section 2, whichever is earlier. Okay, but only the statement will come, only the question will come statement or payment. That is only the basic difference. Now, based on that, let us do this question and get me the answer. Indian Oil Corporation entered to a contract of Mr. B supply of oil throughout the year. Mrs. Indian Oil Corporation issued monthly statement for the oil supplied to Mr. B. Okay. Determine the time of supply for following independent cases. So one case is different and second case is different. First, Mr. B made payment for the month of July, 31st July, and Mrs. Indian Oil Corporation issued the statement for the month of July on 8th of August. So what you will consider? What will be the answer for first case? Thank you, Santosh, Gopika. What about remaining student? Payal. What about remaining? There were other students also. At least from these children, I want continuous answers, not only merely, yes, Kajal, Krishna, you should be participative enough, okay, because you are getting return of it, you are getting attendance for it. Yes, absolutely right. So this is date of payment and this is the date of statement, whichever is earlier. So 31st July is earlier, so that will be considered as time of supply. Messrs. Indian Oil Corporation issued a statement for the month of August on 5th September and payment which has not received till 30th of September. So of course, then it will be October. What you will consider? Absolutely right. So these are the answers. Kindly take down. Yes, thank you, Payal, Ekta, Santosh, Gopika. This is how we were learning in semester 5th. Semester 6, I found only for the sake A division का नाम आना चाहिए. That is the people, even though they are sleeping, they just put their video on. Today I have evidence to this. Completed? Do it fast, then we'll go for next question. Thank you. Thank you. A registered person receive a goods from unregistered person. Now we are going for section 12.3, reverse charges. Okay. So date of recipient, receipt of the abhi reverse charges. Many a times I told you, like we are not having GSTN number, but when we buy the ticket from railway, they are asking for GST number. We don't have. So in that case, the buyer is not having. So the supplier is paying the tax. They they have to repay the they have to pay the tax to the government, GST. Suppose in spite of us, there is any company who has their GSTN number and sending their employees or their directors, and they put their GSTN number, they get the return. Many of my friend and colleagues, they ask if you have got this kind of GST on your, they share their numbers. Okay, they get the benefit. Benefit of what? Benefit of set off, ITC, input tax credit. Okay, so in such cases, it will be known as reverse charges. So date of receipt or date of payment or date immediately following the 30 days, matlab 31st day will be considered. Or if there is a residual provision means continuous you are making. There is no disturbance in your books of account. Then date of entry in the books of account will be considered as date of supply or time of supply for such reverse charges. So one is registered, other is unregistered. Issued an invoice on 1st July, okay, for different separate cases, okay. Find the time of supply of goods in following independent. So you must have seen we are focusing only on goods. Subsequently, when we will learn section 13 of CGST Act, which is talking about time of supply of services, then same thing will be repeated, but that will be pertaining to service. That is explained under section 13 of CGST Act. Okay. So Mr. A received the goods on 5th July, payment of which is not made yet. What you will consider? Yes, because B issuing invoice is immaterial. Why? Because they are unregistered. They don't have GST number. Yes. So in such cases, we see the payment or receipt. So payment is not done. Receipt of the goods is 15 July. Understood? Payment or receipt, whichever is early. Thank you very much for the right answer. Next. Mr. A received the goods. Mr. A received the goods on 3rd August and made the payment for the same on 4th August. What you will consider? Yes, Kajal has given in advance only. Please don't consider. तुम लोगों ने 31st जुलाई कैसे लिखा? 1st जुलाई दिया हुआ. 1st जुलाई is immaterial for me. I will consider receipt or payment, whichever is early. Why? Because he's unregistered dealer. उसको तो कुछ लेना देना है नहीं. Okay. Yes, 3rd August. A made a payment 8th July and received the goods on same date. Sorry, file has done something correction. Yes, I'm so sorry. We have just ignored this 3rd and 4th is after 30th days. See, here it is given receipt, payment, or date immediately. Yes, yeah, Payal, you are right. So date immediately after 30 days, matlab 31st day. Okay. So when the transaction took place, it was 1st July. Uska 30th day will be 31st July. So 31st July is important for me. So just check here. इसमें से जो भी earlier होगा, kindly consider. Yes. So kindly rectify this answer. Payal has given me right answer. That is what I was surprising. Why she is writing 31st. Yes. For this question, it will be 31st. Here also they have very clearly stated. Don't worry. The explanation दिया हुआ है. So it is not 3 or 4, but 31st, whichever is early. Yeah. Next. Payment made and received the goods on the same day. 8th July. So 8th July is prior to 31st July. That is why. And last one, A received the goods on 10th of July and payment has been made on 9th July. What you will consider that? Yes. So I hope you must have understood the logic. Thank you very much for the right answers. Now let us go for vouchers also. Let me finish. So what is happening with the vouchers? There are two type of vouchers. One voucher is identifiable, other voucher is not identifiable. Identifiable means what, beta? Suppose you are getting the voucher of MACD and you are visiting the shop of McDonald's and redeeming or Domino's. Okay, so then it is called whatever the voucher I have, I can identify and I can redeem those vouchers. So in such cases, if the vouchers is identifiable, then in that case, date of issue of voucher, this दिन date issue होगा voucher, that will be the time of supply. But if the date of I mean the supply is not identifiable. Not identifiable means you are getting the voucher of Grovel or you are getting the voucher of DMart. DMart mein I can redeem with cosmetic also. I can redeem with grocery also. I can redeem with any product. That is called non-identifiable. Okay. So in that case, date of redemption. So there will be two things: date of issue, if it is identifiable, or date of redemption when it is not identified. Okay. So try to understand, if the person who are issuing the date, they are liable to pay the tax even though there is no sale. It is not mandatory that those vouchers got redeemed. From date of issue, they will be liable to pay. So reliable industry, a ready-made garment manufacturer, issued a voucher on 10th of July to their prospective customer, of course, for them only, for making sales enhancement, for enabling them to buy the ready-made garments manufactured by them for their shop. Customer purchased the ready-made garment on 20th August. Find the time of supply. Thank you, Payal. Now tell me. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Gopika. Very simple. So here the supply is identifiable. So date of issue of voucher. Absolutely right. Yes, yes. All of you are right. Thank you, Gopika, Santosh. Okay. And on the other case, if you will see, Shopper Stop store, a large retailer who sells various type of products like ready-made garment, jewelry, cosmetics, fabric, shoes, issued a voucher on 10th July for their prospective customer, enabling them to buy any product from their shop, and customers are buying ready-made garment on 20th August. What will be the time of supply? Yes. So I hope with this section 12.4 is also getting over. Yes, yes, absolutely right. So almost we have completed section 12. If it is filing the return, on the date of filing the return, so then next time we will start section 13. There are other questions also for you to practice. Okay, this type of question may also ask in columnar form. They will give you the different dates and then they will ask you what will be the date of supply. These are the question of CA which has been asked in different exams. So kindly do the practice of such kind of questions. So I believe I have given sufficient weightage and timing. So in this columnar form, I have also given time of supply and their reasons also. I mean, now see, it's very quick. अब यही बताओ आप 22nd March, 20th March, 21st March, what will be the right answer? Whichever is earliest. 20th will be the right answer. 23rd March, 22nd March. These are much better, much easier type of question. What will be the answer? We have less, almost 1.5 minutes. So what will be the answer? Yes, 23rd, 21st. So again, likewise, what will be the answer? So all type of question we did. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. And now next time we will start with section 13. Here also, these are the answers for your reference. Whichever is earliest. Whichever is earliest. So we did enough practice. Now remaining we will be doing practice of services. This week we will try to start with the problem. Let's see whether it will be feasible for us to start the problem of services or not, but we will try. So with this, we have completed almost all type of things related to section 12. Subsection 1 to subsection 6.